Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, no, this is the cool look today, because today is the LA Music Awards, which we've been waiting for week after week after week, and so, we thought we'd, make a little cool, little bling today. That's how we're rolling. And we actually are very happy to have somebody that will be at the LA Music Awards tonight. She blends seamlessly blues, country, rock, and she is up for Producer's Choice for Country Artist of the Year. She's right next to me. Natasha James, everybody.
Hi, how are you? Good morning, Los Angeles, and wherever you are listening all over the world. We're happy to be here on ActorsE Chat, so we'll look forward to it.
That was the sweetest intro I've ever heard from an artist. Everybody's always like, yeah. You're like, hi, everybody. Thanks for coming, too.
Well, they're here, too. We're all here together. It's a musical thing.
Are you excited? This is your second year in a row. You won Country Album of the Year last year.
Yeah, last year we won Country Album of the Year, and this year I won Country Songwriter of the Year. So it's quite an honor, and it's going to be a terrific event this year. I'm very excited. There's going to be former President Jimmy Carter walking the carpet.
Yeah.
How fabulous is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it certainly is.
So real tough 2 years for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Tequila Time has been a fantastic album for me. It's remained on the charts for over, 16 months now.
There it is right there.
There it is. And for your listeners, if you haven't heard it, do. It's available on Amazon, iTunes. If you got gift cards for Barnes & Nobles, that's good, too.
That's true. It's a perfect holiday gift. Now, we'll get to everything now,
Sure.
but we want to back up a little bit for all the fans out there, all our new listeners. Tell us about how you got started. I mean, you were playing clubs at 14?
I was, yes, I was. Well, I actually got started when I was about 5 years old.
Wow.
I grew up at the beach in Malibu, right here in L.A., and
That's why you're so mellow.
Yes, that's why I'm so mellow. And that's really what I wanted to do. I took piano like most little girls, and by about 7 years old, I said, no, it's the guitar for me. And, there'd be recess, I'd be playing the guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Just taking it on the playground with you?
Basically, yeah. I took it to school with me, dragged it.
Just making money for candy? That's how you roll?
Milk duds, baby, milk duds.
Yeah, milk duds.
So,
Drop it in the can. Drop it in the can.
Yeah. So I just was playing always. Every time you'd see me, I was playing on the beach, or I'd be playing for the kids, and that's all I wanted to do. And when other people were listening to the Monkees, I was listening to Bessie Smith and Nina Simone and Joan Baez and the Fugs, so that my formative years were spent listening to old folk and old blues. And so when I started playing out, naturally, it was old blues clubs, really. And I was singing, not behind the guitar.
Well, who influenced this? I mean, I know growing up, everything that was around me was, Led Zeppelin to pop to Huey Lewis, yet you're suddenly influenced by these amazing artists. Was it your parents? I mean, where did you pick up this music?
They were records that my mother had, yeah. She had old Bessie Smith recordings, Nina Simone, Joan Baez, Judy Collins, Ian and Sylvia, and then later, of course, I became a real Bob Dylan aficionado, and pretty much any Bob Dylan tune you could name, even All Verses of Desolation Row, and I would know him. Yeah. Not anymore. I've lost some brain cells along the way. But, then later on, of course, Linda Ronstadt, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. So
you have the good influences.
I like to think so. Yeah, it's timeless. Great music is timeless. It crosses all generations. We see kids, 13 to 14 years old bopping outside a club when we're playing, peering through the glass. Hey, that's cool.
It's amazing to me. I DJ, and I'll be DJing, and, when I grew up, my brother was listening to Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and all that, and then nowadays I'll see, I was DJing, and there were these young kids, and all they wanted to hear was disco music. And it was like,
really?
Wait a minute, what? And, great music travels, the test of time. You're not going to hear the pop bubblegum music everybody sitting and banging to, but like you said, the stuff that's got heart, and especially Dylan's lyrics are, always going to stand the test of time.
Well, you know what I've heard, and I get this from my kids, I've heard some great new bands like Broken Social Scene and Immortal Technique and stuff like that from my kids. So, new music, you get turned on to stuff that you would never hear, or I wouldn't otherwise, but you want to stay clear with what's happening now.
Right. It's what the kids are listening to today.
And you know what we all should be listening to? We all should be listening to valuable, good music. That's just where it's at. So.
Yeah, well, again, music that has a message and has heart to it, you can't. All the movies nowadays, you see they're always playing these classic songs because they still share the same emotions, all those times, which was great. Now, when you were little, though, were your parents were they for all this? Were they like, no, 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 we don't want you to be a music
Well,
artist?
I started out as a child model also when I was 4 years old. So we were just talking about that on the way down to here, Hancock Park, jog the memories of Bullocks, Wilshire. And my mother was a screenwriter, so, you know, entertainment was what she wanted me to be an actress, and I was at Strasberg's as well. But music, no, she didn't want me to do music. She'd say, seedy, sordid, and squalid, young lady. Seedy, sordid, and squalid.
What did she say?
Yeah, right? I'd say, well, Mom, I might just like that.
Right?
You know? Yeah. So it was a major cultural divide, you know. I would hang out at McCabe's after school, and she'd come pick me up at the guitar shop, so.
That was at how old?
Oh, 8, 9 years old.
Okay, so you're boozing at the bars, 8, 9 years old. That's good.
McCabe's doesn't have any booze.
No,
Come on.
McCabe's still sounds like a pub. Now, we have somebody from your band here. Let's say hi to this gentleman over here.
Yes, my lead guitar player,
quietly
a
chilling.
monster.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for coming.
This is James Harman, and he's been with us a short while. His father actually used to play with my old sax player,
Oh,
Martin
wow.
Fierro,
That's
who
right.
left Thelonious Monk to play with Jerry Garcia, which is something not many people would do.
Wow.
But when James came to us, it was hysterical because we realized that we knew all the same crowd of musicians, and it was family. So, and besides, anybody in the Natasha James band's got to be named James.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Come on.
Well, that's nice. I'm sure the vibe, you know, because it's family. It just, you know,
Very
when you're,
cool.
especially when you're creating.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Now, I really am just intrigued at you playing the clubs at 14. Were you touring around? Were you playing a couple local clubs? How did that happen at 14?
Well, at 14, I was in a show while in L.A., and then I left for England. And I was in a boarding school, actually, up in Oxford. And I traveled down to London and play there, too. So, and Europe is not as age-specific here. And back then, you know, that was a long time ago when I was 14. I'm old.
You ain't that old. The producer just tipped her hat and went, she ain't that old.
Old enough to know better, but young enough to try. You know, but you know, in those days it was easier. Then it wasn't so locked down as it is now. And Europe has always been a much more fluid market to play in. So it was great. It was great getting to play here, getting to play there. And then coming back here, well, actually, you know, the first song I sold, I was 19 years old, and I was
Right on.
south of London, and I was at a health spa, and this song came to me by this woman playing piano. The song was written by a film score composer named Jeff Hunter. He was Tab Hunter's son. And they needed lyrics to it, and I was thinking, well, you know, heck, I'll write the lyrics to that, not a problem. So I wrote him. I thought, what's going to happen with this? What really is going to happen with this tune? Sure enough, the song got sold. Well, he was well known and I wasn't, which got me on my way, got me started. I became a member of ASCAP because of that fortuitous incident, and then I moved back to LA from London to continue writing for other people and recording.
Wow.
So,
Wow. All right, we want to get more into this, but for now you're watching ActorsE on actorsentertainment.com, and here's Anna Shelray to tell us about a unique, one-of-a-kind gift shop online. Check it out, artistore.com. We'll be right back.